So picture this. You are watching a video in English.
Right, maybe a movie or a lesson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you understand almost everything. You read well, and you know hundreds, maybe even thousands of words.
Which is a great achievement, by the way.
It really is. But then, suddenly someone looks right at you, and they ask a question in English.
Oh, I know this feeling.
Right. What happens? Your mind just goes completely blank. You completely freeze.
Yeah, you know exactly what you want to say in your head, but the words just will not come out of your mouth.
It is so frustrating.
It really is. You feel stuck, maybe even embarrassed. But I want to tell you something very important right now.
Please do.
If this sounds familiar to you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your English.
Wow. Really?
Really, this is a very, very common problem. You are definitely not alone.
Well, that is a huge relief to hear because, when you freeze like that, it really feels like you are failing.
I mean, I get why it feels that way, but it is just not true.
Good. So our mission for today's deep dive is to explain exactly why this brain freeze happens.
Yes, we are going to look at our sources and show you, step by step, what is actually happening inside your head.
And more importantly, we will show you how to fix it so you can finally speak with confidence.
Exactly. To fix the problem, well, we first have to understand the root cause.
Okay, so where do we start?
Well, the biggest reason this brain freeze happens is the difference between two very different skills: recognizing words and producing words.
Recognizing versus producing.
Right. Right now, you have trained your English brain to recognize information.
But not to produce it.
Exactly. You have not trained your brain to produce information quickly.
Wait, I want to make sure I really understand this. What exactly is the difference in the brain between those two things?
Sure. Think about what happens when you read or listen. Let's take a simple word, like expensive.
Okay, expensive.
When you read the word expensive, the information travels just one way, from your eyes to your brain.
Right, that makes sense.
Your brain already has a file for this word. It opens the file and says, this means it costs a lot of money.
And that process is super fast.
It is instant. It takes zero effort. That is recognizing.
Right. I hear expensive, and the meaning just appears in my mind. Very easy.
Yes. But now, imagine someone asks you a question in real life.
Like what?
They say, what did you buy yesterday? And was it expensive?
Oh, okay. Now I have to actually answer.
Right. To answer that question, your brain has to do a massive amount of work in a very short time.
Because I have to create a brand new sentence that never existed before.
Exactly. You have to go into all of those mental files. You have to choose the right words.
And put them in the correct order.
Yes. And remember the grammar rules for the past tense. Plus, you have to send a signal to your mouth to pronounce it all correctly.
All at the exact same time? That is a lot of work.
It is. And you have to do all of that in just 1 or 2 seconds.
Wow. So it is a completely different mental process.
Totally different. Recognizing is passive. The information just comes to you.
But speaking is active.
Yes, you have to build the information yourself.
I like to think about it with a simple analogy. It is basically the difference between reading a menu at a restaurant and actually cooking the meal in the kitchen.
Oh, that is a great way to explain it.
Right. Reading the menu is passive. You look at the words chicken soup and you understand them. Your brain knows what chicken soup tastes like. It is easy.
Because you are just recognizing.
Exactly. But cooking the chicken soup, that is active. You have to chop the vegetables, boil the water, measure the salt.
You have to do the work.
You have to cook the chicken perfectly. It takes practice.
That is a brilliant analogy. Because many English learners spend all their time sitting at the restaurant table just reading the menu.
Just watching videos, reading books, looking at vocabulary lists.
Which is a good thing to do, but it only makes you a great understander.
It doesn't give you practice in the kitchen. It doesn't train you to cook the meal.
Exactly. So if we know we need to step into the kitchen and actively cook the language, why is it so hard to start?
Yeah, the moment most learners put on the chef's apron, they freeze. Why do we freeze instead of just trying to speak?
Well, it is because people are terrified of burning the meal. They are caught in what we call the perfection trap. You are trying to speak perfect English.
And trying to be perfect is the biggest reason conversations die.
Yes, it is a true speaking killer.
But wait, let me push back on this a little bit. Aren't we supposed to use good grammar?
I mean, yes, grammar is important.
Because we spend years in school taking tests and learning grammar rules. Shouldn't we try to build perfect, correct sentences when we speak?
It is a really fair question. Grammar is helpful for understanding the rules. But when you are speaking in a real conversation, Trying to use all those rules at once causes a major problem.
What kind of problem?
It causes something we call cognitive overload.
Cognitive overload. That sounds pretty serious. Can we explain that in simple words?
Absolutely. Think about your brain's active memory like a small wooden table.
Okay, small table.
This table can only hold a few things at one time. If you put too many heavy things on the table, it breaks.
And everything falls on the floor.
Exactly.
Right.
So when you try to speak perfect English, you put a vocabulary word on the table.
Okay.
Then you put a grammar rule about the past tense on the table.
Getting heavier.
Then you worry about your pronunciation. So you put that heavy worry on the table too.
And then you search for another perfect word.
Yes. And the table is simply too full. It breaks. Your brain crashes and you freeze.
And the worst part is, while your brain is crashing, the conversation is still happening.
Right, the other person is just waiting for you to speak.
And the moment passes and you feel terrible.
Exactly. But here is the secret. Native English speakers do not build every sentence from zero.
They don't?
No, they do not put individual grammar rules and single words on the table one by one.
Why not?
Because that takes way too much time and energy.
So if they do not build sentences word by word, what do they do? How do they speak so fast?
They rely on simple, automatic phrases.
Automatic phrases. What are those?
These are small groups of words that are already built. Think of them like a meal that is already cooked and ready to eat.
Oh, I see. So native speakers do not have to think about the grammar of these phrases.
Right, they just pull the whole phrase out of their memory and use it.
Because the phrase is already built, it does not weigh very much. It does not break the small table in your brain.
Exactly. It saves so much brain power.
That makes so much sense. Let's give the listener some concrete examples of these simple, automatic phrases. Let's say them slowly so they can really hear them.
Absolutely. Here's a very common one, I think so.
I think so. You do not have to think about the grammar of that. You just say it.
Yes. Here's another one. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
If someone asks you a hard question and you need a little more time to think, you do not need to freeze.
What can he say instead?
You can just use this phrase. Give me a second.
Give me a second. I use that one all the time. It is a great way to buy some time without feeling embarrassed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another great automatic phrase is, that makes sense.
That makes sense. These are such powerful tools. If you memorize these full phrases, you can use them automatically.
Right. It keeps the conversation moving forward, and it keeps your brain relaxed.
Instead of trying to speak complicated, perfect English, you just start speaking simple English automatically. It removes the pressure.
It completely removes the pressure.
But this raises a really big question for me.
What is it?
If simple, automatic phrases are the secret to keeping the table from breaking, why do English students spend hours and hours memorizing long lists of single vocabulary words?
Oh, that is a fantastic question. And it is a major problem we see in language learning all the time.
Why is it a problem?
Because it creates the illusion of knowing too many words.
An illusion.
Yes. Many learners feel very proud when they memorize 20 new words from a list. But there's a huge gap between knowing a word and actually using it.
What do you mean by an illusion, though? If I know the word, right?
You might know the word in your mind, but your speaking brain and your physical mouth have no idea how to use it.
Oh, wow.
Knowing a word mentally is not enough. You need to know it physically.
So having a big vocabulary in your head does not mean you have a big vocabulary in your mouth.
That is exactly right.
Well, our sources suggest a really practical daily exercise to fix this gap. I want to break it down carefully for the listener.
Yes, let's go through it.
Instead of memorizing 20 single words from a list, the exercise is to choose just 5 useful words or phrases a day. Just 5.
That is much more manageable.
And then you must create your own personal sentences with them.
It is a brilliant exercise. It forces you to move from reading the menu to actually cooking the meal.
Let's demonstrate this together for the listener. Let's take a phrase from our source. I'm used to.
Oh, I'm used to. That is a common phrase that means something is normal for you now.
Okay, let's show how to do this. I will take the phrase, I'm used to, and make a sentence about my actual life.
Go for it.
I'm used to waking up early.
Good. Now I will make one about my life. I'm used to drinking coffee in the morning.
And one more. I'm not used to speaking English out loud.
Perfect. You took one simple phrase and you made 3 different, deeply personal sentences.
And when you make it personal, your brain remembers it much better.
Absolutely. But there is a crucial rule here, a very, very important rule from our text.
What is the rule?
When you do this daily 5-word exercise, you must say these sentences out loud.
Out loud. So doing it silently in my head does not count.
No, doing it silently does not work for speaking practice. You have to physically move your mouth.
My mouth, my tongue, my lips.
Yes, and your vocal cords. Speaking a language is a physical sport.
A physical sport? I never really thought about it that way.
It really is. Think about it. When you speak your native language, your mouth muscles have learned exactly how to move. They have been doing it for years.
Right, it is automatic.
But English sounds are different. They require your tongue and your lips to move in completely new ways.
So your mouth needs physical training, just like a runner's legs need physical training.
Exactly.
That makes so much sense. You cannot become a fast runner just by reading a book about running.
No, you have to actually move your legs and build the muscle memory.
And this physical need brings us to a huge realization for many learners. The simple truth is, you are freezing because you are simply not physically speaking enough.
It is as simple as that.
Okay, let me ask a question that I know many listeners are thinking right now.
Sure.
If I listen to an English audio lesson for 1 hour straight, doesn't that give me 1 hour of speaking ability? My brain is surrounded by the language for a whole hour.
It is a very common belief, but the answer is no.
Really?
Listening for an hour gives you 1 hour of listening ability. Your ears get a great workout. Your understanding gets a great workout.
But my mouth did not move.
Exactly. Listening does not automatically turn into speaking ability. To get speaking ability, you must create speaking practice.
But wait, what if I do not live in an English-speaking country? What if I do not have a teacher or a friend to talk to?
It can feel impossible, right?
Yeah, it feels impossible to practice speaking when you are alone in your room.
Well, the good news is you do not need a speaking partner to build this physical muscle memory.
You don't?
No, you can do solo practice. Our source explains a wonderful 1-minute exercise that anyone can do anywhere.
How does it work?
You just pick a simple topic and you speak about it out loud to yourself for exactly 1 minute.
Just 1 minute? That sounds very easy. What kind of topic should we use?
Very simple, everyday things. You do not need to talk about politics or science.
Give me an example.
For example, your topic could be, what did I do today? Or what is my favorite food? You could talk about your job or your plans for the weekend.
Let me try this. If my topic is my favorite food, I just stand in my room and start talking out loud. Let's see. My favorite food is pizza. I like it with lots of cheese. I eat it on Fridays. Sometimes I make it at home, but usually I buy it from the store. I just keep going like that.
Yes, just like that. You keep talking, moving from one simple idea to the next for 1 minute.
Wow, okay.
Now, at first, it might feel strange. You will probably make mistakes. You will pause. You will forget a basic word.
And that is normal.
That is completely normal.
And we shouldn't stop when we make a mistake. We shouldn't worry about it.
Do not stop. Remember the perfection trap. If you stop to fix every mistake, you break the small table in your brain.
So what is the goal then?
Your goal for this 1-minute exercise is not perfection. Your goal is speed and confidence.
Speed and confidence. I like that.
You are just training your brain to keep moving, and you're training your mouth to keep making English sounds without stopping.
Focus on speed and confidence, not perfection. Now, there is another highly effective technique mentioned in our sources. It is called shadowing.
Shadowing is incredible.
I want to walk through what shadowing is step by step because I think this is a true game changer for people who want to speak smoothly.
It really is. Shadowing is the best way to connect your listening brain to your speaking mouth.
Basically, you are copying a native speaker exactly as they speak.
Yes.
Let me express a little skepticism here, though.
Go ahead.
If I am just parroting what a video says, just copying someone else's words, how does that help me when I need to come up with my own thoughts in a real conversation?
It is a great question. Think about how a musician learns to play the guitar.
Okay.
Before they can write their own beautiful original songs, they have to practice playing other people's songs.
Right, to learn the chords.
They have to train their fingers to know where the strings are. Shadowing does this for your mouth. It trains the physical muscles of your lips and tongue to know how English is supposed to feel.
Oh, I see. So when the time comes to make my own sentences, my mouth already knows the physical rhythm. It does not feel clumsy or slow.
Exactly. You are building muscle memory. Let's explain how to do it slowly and step by step.
Okay, what is the first step?
First, you need a piece of audio. You listen to a short sentence from a native speaker. It could be from a video, a movie, or a deep dive like this one.
Okay, step 1. Listen to a short sentence.
Step 2. You pause the video.
Step 2.
Pause.
Step 3. You repeat the sentence exactly as you heard it, out loud.
Out loud. Got it.
You do not just read the words. You try to copy the music of the sentence. You try to copy the rhythm. You try to copy the intonation.
How the speaker's voice goes up and down.
Exactly.
Let's demonstrate this for the listeners so they can really understand the process. You be the native speaker on the video, and I will be the student practicing my shadowing.
Sounds good. Let's use the example from the text.
I am ready.
Here is the video sentence. I don't really know what you mean.
Okay, I pause the video. Now I repeat. I don't really know what you mean.
Good. But let's try to get closer to the natural rhythm. Notice how the words flow together. Let's do it again. Listen carefully to the music of my voice. I don't really know what you mean.
I pause. I don't really know what you mean.
Much better. You copied the way my voice went up at the end. That is shadowing. Listen. Pause. Repeat out loud. I can actually feel that in my mouth. It feels different than just reading it silently.
Yes. Why does doing this specifically help us not freeze in a real conversation? Because it forces the brain and the mouth to work together instantly.
You do not have time to put grammar rules on the table. You are just copying the music of the language.
Exactly. When you shadow regularly, your mouth remembers how the words feel when they are connected together.
So when you're at a real restaurant or in a real meeting and you need to say something similar, your mouth already knows the physical movements. You won't freeze.
Yes. You are training the physical muscles in your face and the mental highways in your brain at the exact same time.
This has been such a helpful and incredible deep dive. We have covered a lot of important concepts today.
We really have. We talked about active versus passive learning.
We talked about the small table in your brain and the perfection trap.
We talked about automatic phrases, the daily 5-word exercise, and the physical workout of shadowing.
So what is the biggest takeaway for you, the listener, today? It is this. Stop waiting for a magical day when your English will finally be perfect.
Because that magical day does not exist.
Yeah.
Nobody speaks perfectly all the time, not even native English speakers.
Right. We all make mistakes. You will never become ready to speak just by waiting, just by reading more books, or just by listening to more audio.
You become ready to speak by speaking.
I want to repeat that so it really sinks in. You become ready to speak by speaking.
Yes. You have to let yourself make mistakes. You have to let yourself forget words. You have to let yourself say something incorrectly. It is completely okay.
Take a deep breath. Use a simple phrase like, give me a second, and try again.
Every single mistake you make and every single time you forget a word is not a failure. It is an opportunity.
It is a signal to your brain that says, we need to build a stronger bridge here.
If you never make the mistake, you never give your brain the chance to learn the right path. It is the only way to grow.
Your first goal is not perfect accuracy. Let go of perfect grammar for now. Your first goal is simply to speak without freezing.
Right. Once you can speak comfortably without freezing, your accuracy and your grammar will naturally improve over time. The speed comes first. The perfection comes later.
So we need to change our daily habits. We need to stop reading the menu so much and start cooking the meal.
We need to consume passively a little less and produce actively a lot more.
Find those useful, simple phrases. Practice speaking them out loud every single day, even if it is just for 1 minute alone in your bedroom.
Move your lips, move your tongue, build that physical muscle memory.
And as we end today's deep dive, I want to leave you with a final practical challenge, something you can do today, right now.
Ooh, I love a good challenge.
The next time you watch an English video, maybe right after this audio finishes, and you find yourself understanding the speaker perfectly, do not just click the button to play the next video.
Do not just keep passively sitting at the table.
Exactly. Stop. Pause the video. Pick one single sentence that you just heard. Think about your own life and change one word to make that sentence personal to you.
And then say it out loud. Feel your mouth move.
Think about all the English you consumed today, all the things you read, all the videos you watched, all the audio you listened to. Now ask yourself, how much of that English did you actually produce?
That is the real question.
Remember how we started this deep dive? That terrible, stressful feeling of freezing when someone looks at you and talks to you? The only way to melt that freeze is to turn on the active part of your brain and train the physical muscles of your mouth.
English only becomes a real, usable skill when you stop just understanding it and finally start using it.
Keep practicing out loud, and you will see the change.